HarperCollins and HarperAudio present A Line to Kill, a novel by Anthony Horowitz. Performed by Rory Kinnear. For Jill, who took me back to Alderney. With love. 1. An invitation. My publishers, Penguin Random House, have offices on the Vauxhall Bridge Road, the other side of Victoria. It's an odd part of London, considering that the River Thames is at the top of the road and Tate Britain is just around the corner. It's surprisingly shabby and unattractive, full of shops that look as if they should have gone out of business decades ago, and blocks of flats with too many windows and no views. The road itself is very straight and unusually wide, with 4 lanes for the traffic that rushes past like dust in the vacuum tube of a Hoover. There are side streets, but they don't seem to go anywhere. I don't get invited there all that often. Producing a book is a complicated enough business, I suppose, without the author getting in the way, but actually I look forward to every visit. It takes me about 8 months to finish a book, and in that time I'm completely alone. It's one of the paradoxes of being a writer that physically there's not a huge difference between the debut novelist and the international bestseller. They're each stuck in a room with a laptop, too many Jaffa cakes, and nobody to talk to. I once worked out that I've probably written more than 10 million words in my lifetime. I'm surrounded by silence, but at the same time I'm drowning in words, and it hardly ever leaves me that sense of disconnection. But everything changes the moment I walk through the swing doors with the famous Penguin logo up above. I'm always amazed how many people work there, and how young so many of them seem to be. Like writing, publishing is a vocation as much as a career, and I get a sense of a shared enthusiasm that would be hard to find in most other businesses. Everyone in the building, no matter what their level, loves books, which has to be a good start. But what do they all do? It embarrasses me how little I know about the actual process of publishing. What's the difference between a proofreader and a copy editor, for example? And why can't one person do both jobs? Where does marketing end and publicity begin? I suppose it doesn't matter. This is where it all happens, where a thought that may have begun years ago in the bath or on a walk is finally turned into reality. When people talk about the dream factory, they usually mean Hollywood, but for me, it will always be Vauxhall Bridge Road. So I was happy to find myself there on a bright June morning, 3 months before my new novel, The Word is Murder, was due to be published. I'd been asked to come in by my editor, Graham Lucas, who'd surprised me with a telephone call. "Are you busy?" he had asked. "We'd like to talk about publicity." As always, he went straight to the point. Advance proofs of the book had already gone out, and apparently they'd been well received. Not that I'd have heard otherwise. Publishers are brilliant at keeping bad news from authors. What time?" I asked. "Could you manage Tuesday, 11 o'clock? There was a pause, and then, "We also want to meet Hawthorne." "Oh." I should have expected it, but even so I was surprised. "Why?" "We think he could make a serious difference to the sales. After all, he is the co-author." "No, he's not. He didn't write any of it. It's his story. We see you as a team." "Actually, we're not that close." "Well, I think the public will be very interested in him. I mean, in the two of you together. Will you talk to him?" "Well, I can ask him." 11 o'clock. Graham hung up. I was more than a little deflated as I put the phone down. It was true that the book had been Hawthorne's idea. He was an ex-detective who worked as a consultant to the police, helping them with their more complicated investigations. He'd first approached me to write about him while he was looking into the murder of a wealthy widow in West London, but I'd been reluctant from the start, mainly because I preferred to make up my own stories. Certainly, I had never thought of the book as a collaboration, and I wasn't sure I liked the idea of sharing the stage, any stage, with him. But the more I thought about
Sample complete. Ready to continue?